Broke Girl Therapy.
Hi. Oh.
Sorry.
Wait, yeah, we didn't do a mic sucking contest. Who could be Ebony?
Well,
No,
that's
I've
what I'm
already
saying.
established that my mouth is too small.
Who's a small? Because I have a pretty small mouth too. Ow.
It hurts.
Yeah.
How does she do that? She must have a big
Yes.
ass mouth.
I mean, she is a
No.
porn star, so
No, okay, so
you guys would love her. You need to please do an episode with her.
Calvin was saying if like a girl has really big lips, usually that means she's got like a big mouth and is like really good at giving head. That's what like he looks for. So
I don't have big lips.
neither do I, but I think I'm pretty good at giving head.
Okay, you know what HK told me?
What?
He said he was like, oh my God, I looked over at Nikki when she had this dick in her mouth and she like took out like the dildo and there was like saliva and it turned him on, bitch. You like
turned on a gay man?
You turned on a gay man. He was like, oh, like he liked, like he thought it was like so hot. I was like, that's the most, because honestly, like HK,
That is a compliment.
That is
it's such a compliment.
That is
I think you won this round then. Like you just
that is better than a straight man telling me they're
Right.
attracted to me.
Because you know a gay man be getting a lot of head.
If you turn a gay man on, then
Right.
you're like, fuck.
Like he was like, ooh, that was hot. Like he really like, he was like the saliva. I was like, oh my God.
Do you think he'd let me peg him?
Ask.
I will.
Maybe. And I'm
Slide
actually,
him.
I don't know, because he's so gay.
I also understand, like, friends. Like,
Right. I know he'll fuck anyone. Like, honestly, like he's like very open, but I don't know if he'll like have sex with a girl. Like, I feel like that's,
No,
I don't know if that's,
I would just peg him. He wouldn't have sex with me.
Should I call him and ask to see?
I would just peg him.
Oh my God. Let's call HK Brains. Let's see. Let's confirm. Oh, fucking bitch.
Damn it. Okay.
Well, we'll circle back.
We'll circle,
Circle
back.
back.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll call back during
Maybe
the
he'll
episode.
call back and that'll be fun.
Yeah,
Hey!
I don't want to have sex with him. I would just like.
Oh, just peg him.
Yeah, just peg him.
Yeah. And like he doesn't have to like look at you. Not that like obviously you're beautiful, but I know that like a man makes him horny and not like a woman. So maybe he could like
Maybe
watch
put
gay
someone in-
porn.
yeah.
Yeah. Or like he could be sucking. Oh, you know what? He's been spit roasted before, so he would love it. So he could be like sucking.
You're already like planning this
Right.
out.
Sorry. I'm
Steph's
always
like, I have it planned. You just have to
like
be
he
there.
could be sucking a man's dick.
Yeah.
And
I
then
like
you're
it.
pegging him from behind and he's in the middle.
Oh, maybe
I'd be
like
down for
Calvin.
I think you honestly
No, I don't.
you
think-
should get
No,
Calvin.
No.
Aw. Sorry.
Okay, no.
So we're just
I will say at the live show when I was telling my story about pegging one of my partners, at one point I looked over and he was like, "You're a good top," and I was like,
Yes. No, he's
the
so
fact that he said that about me.
like he said that he loves that you care about like sexual health and everything like that.
Thank
So
you.
like, and I think I was thinking about it. I'm like, you kind of are like the cis female version of
Wait,
HK.
am I cis? I'm
Are you
bisexual.
No, cis is like cis is like gender, it's not sexuality.
Oh,
like cis is
my
like
bad.
when you're
Okay.
like
I'm really bad about that.
It's a new thing.
Yeah.
It's a new
Okay,
thing.
I am cis.
Yeah.
But I'm cis bisexual.
bisexual female.
Female.
Cis female I don't even fucking know. You guys know what the
Cis
fuck we
bi
mean.
female.
You were just a girl version of HK.
Okay.
I think that's what she was trying to say this whole time.
And it made it really complicated.
Wait,
'cause
should we
it's
do intro?
Oh yeah. Sorry, I got really excited because I wanted to like. I
HK, do you want to fuck?
I wanted to
Are you-
like
do you
get
wanna
them.
get pegged by Nicole?
I think if convincing, we could make this happen for you. Okay, anyways. Hi guys, it's me, Stefanie Maegan, your host of BRIOKE Therapy. And guess what? We got Cami, I almost said Camilla. Cami and Nikki double teamed pod, your fave twins. Yes, your favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We better be your fucking favorite.
Honestly, at this point, probably. I
I
think
hope
we
so.
do really well together.
I agree.
That's true.
I agree.
Like,
That's why we had the live chat.
But like,
Exactly.
even if a listener has twins in their family, we're still their favorite, right?
We should be.
exactly.
Yeah, definitely. At this point.
Yeah. My ex-boyfriend was a twin.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He was a fraternal twin, though.
Okay, actually, I have a question. Since
Yeah.
you dated one, were you ever interested in the other twin?
I never met the other one because he was in Alabama.
Oh, never
Oh,
mind.
Yeah.
Okay,
wow.
just curious.
Alabama.
But, like, looking at the photos, my ex
Alabama.
was cuter, I thought.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
Do you ever get messages or when you're talking to a guy and they're like, "Oh, you're the hotter one"? Yeah, and I'm like, rude. Yeah, I've gotten those too. And I'm just like,
you guys are so
Exactly. I'm just like, why the fuck would
I'm
you
like,
see
pitting
that?
me against
And-
my like literal soulmate is not the way to my heart, dude.
exactly.
That is the easiest way to get cut out of my fucking life.
I had a guy do that to me at the club, and I never turned around so fast, or I was like, I'm done here.
Like, is that what men think though? Is that like as women that we want to be like better than other women to get their attention?
Yes.
Like, it's not a competition. Like,
It's not.
That's what I'm saying. Like, for every time a guy like pits the two of us against each other, I'm like, if you think that's it, dude, it's not.
But that's the reason why a lot of girls are pinned against each other is because it's misogynistic mindsets.
Yeah,
of trying to,
and
like,
guys
that's
are like, oh, if I tell her,
imprinted in us,
yeah,
you know?
if I tell her she's better than this other girl, then or
like she feels chosen. Like they probably wanted you to
Yeah.
feel chosen. Like,
And
oh, you're
special.
like
which
we're
is
all
just
special in our own way.
mononormativity that is not good for our society. But I digress.
yeah.
As a non-monogamist,
Like,
I
we're
just
all
don't buy
great the
into
way
it.
that we are, and no one's better than the other. It's just we're all individuals, even if you are a twin.
There are some shitty people out there, but
Yeah, fuck those.
but
hoes.
like when it comes to looks, or when it,
yeah.
it's not a competition.
yeah.
It's just honestly like I've never really was like a competitive person. I feel like I only would get really competitive with another girl if like I felt they were competitive with me. Like I've had people be like, "Oh, you're gonna be my competition at this place or whatever," and I'd be like, "That doesn't even cross my mind." But now that you said it, it's crossed my mind, and I'm feeling really uncomfortable. You know, like that like makes me mad.
I mean,
'Cause I'm like-
I used to compare myself to people a lot more, especially women, a lot more when I was in my younger 20s.
Yeah, for sure.
After a certain time, I finally like healed that, and I was like, you know what, we're all in this together.
Yeah, I think I mostly maybe
Hand
like
in hand.
compared when it was like dating somebody, you know, and like if they were dating someone else, like that would that comparison would happen. Which
You know-
unfortunately it's because of a man, but
I did have the toxic trait in college where if a girl was dating a guy that I thought was hot, I would like I would want the guy to fuck me more.
oh,
That was a very toxic trait.
it's
had it.
okay. It was all
But and you know
toxic.
what? I still find myself having remnants of that every now and then. I'm like, no, Camilla.
No, I was
Like-
actually I was the opposite. I was like, oh, if there was a guy that a lot of girls liked, like I was like, I don't like that. And
See,
so I like
no,
never.
I don't want to be a fucking groupie.
Right.
No,
I
for
was like,
me-
I don't want to beg for you. What the fuck?
For me, it stemmed out of I was very insecure. So
Yeah.
my
Which-
insecurity wanted validation from the form of like, oh, you mean I won that over? So it was like comparison and
I feel like at my end, I didn't even try because I was insecure.
oh, I was the opposite. I tried even more. 'cause I
Yeah.
was insecure.
Okay, see, I had the complete different problem. I was too confident sometimes to the point where I'm like, I'm too good for this person. So then
No, I
never
love
went
that.
after them.
I've asked you this question before, and you were like, "Let me get back to you on this." I was like, "Where?"
Oh,
and
where
I
my
mean,
confidence came
yeah,
from?
like I mean, it's a great thing, and I truly admire it because I was such an insecure person for all of my younger years, and still to this day, I still have insecurities. But it just sounds like every time you describe your like younger years, even in high school, like you've always been so confident, and like I could just tell, like I feel like just even now, like you're so confident that I don't even hear you or even sense that you would even compare to anybody else. Like you're just in your own world, which is amazing. I'm just like, but where, like, how did you get confident?
Well, see, I was thinking about that when you guys were saying about like being competitive or not. And like, I actually used to be very competitive. But what I was always like competing the most for was to do better than I was already doing for myself.
So you're competitive
So,
within yourself.
Within yourself.
I'm very
yeah.
competitive with myself.
So I was always the
That
kind that
took
I was
time.
like, I need to do better because I know I can do better. And so like, and then I would push myself to do better. And then like seeing that capability that I had for myself gave me confidence, I would say,
oh,
if that makes sense. Like, I guess there were a lot of things in high school that like I always pushed myself to do. And when I really applied myself and I really pushed for something, majority of the time I accomplished it. And I like, and so like,
and so that gave you.
yeah, accomplishing those things like gave me the confidence.
Did your parents ever like tell you like you're great and you could do anything? Because I feel like everything stems from like parental, you know, like how we were
I would
raised.
say my parents were exactly like that. They were very
My parents would
realistic
tell me I
people.
was like stupid or whatever.
Say realistic.
Yeah, but they were like, were
Yeah.
they not? Like they were, you know,
How so?
What do you mean realistic? Like, no, I don't think that's within your capabilities. I don't remember that. I think they were just like
they were supportive.
They were
but
supportive.
They were realistic. What I mean by that is that, like, I remember I was like, I want to be president someday, and my dad was like, you have to be a U.S. citizen or natural born U.S. citizen,
Which is
for
realistic,
that.
I guess. Yeah.
And so I was like, you're right, I can't be president. Or like, but like they would celebrate our successes and our wins. However, like if there was something that was like,
you're right.
if there was something that we were like really reaching for that was like kind of like maybe out of reach, they
when
weren't the
Nikki wanted to be an NBA basketball
ball coach. Yeah, I had a lot of weird dreams. Okay. Anyways,
Wait.
a lot of weird aspirations.
Wait. Did you play basketball?
No.
No. Actually, we didn't. We did play basketball in.
Oh, in like fifth
What
grade.
made you want to be
Elementary
when you want to be an NBA coach?
I wanted. I remember I saw a movie.
She wanted to be the first female.
Was it
Yeah.
double teamed? The Disney movie.
That would be so full circle. I don't think that was it. I don't think that was the one that I saw that inspired me. I don't think that was the one that inspired me.
Okay.
But there was a movie I'd seen and I was like, I want to do that. And then I just remember my
Space
parents.
Jam? I don't know.
No.
Okay.
But I just remember my parents were like,
double
okay.
teamed.
That's what I'm saying. They were like supportive, but they were realistic. Like if there was something that
Yeah.
was really far-reaching, they'd be like,
Which is, I
Maybe
guess,
this.
a
I
good
forgot
way.
about
Yeah,
that
which is
movie.
because you
Yeah.
can't, like, I mean, well, delusional is good to a certain extent. You have to be like,
I know,
well,
but there are some
You
parents
can
that
be
will like
delusional
support their
in your
kid
late
through
20s.
anything.
You can't be delusional in your early 20s. You're gonna
Yeah.
waste a lot of time.
I was extremely delusional.
I will say this
I
though.
was very extremely
I was
delusional.
too. Cheers.
Yes.
I will say this though.
But we're okay now.
I fly airplanes, right? Like I got my pilot's license.
Yeah,
and, like,
I mean, that's
and-
fucking...
And I think that's like a very proud accomplishment.
Yeah.
And even though like I'm not current right now and I haven't flown since I sold my plane because of trauma.
Aw.
But anyways, that's beside the point.
But
What I'm
even-
saying was is like
Maybe
my
you should talk to
mother.
your therapist about that.
What I'm saying was like my mother. I remember one time she was like, I really think being a pilot is a man's job. So she was like, I wouldn't fly with you, and I was like, okay, that's okay, Mom. That's
That
your
is
personal
very-
opinion.
Right.
But like that's she's proud of me for all the things that I've done, and like when I
Question.
told her, obviously she was very like congratulatory, but like she wouldn't get in an airplane with me, and I'm like, that's fine. That's
Yeah.
her personal decision. Oh well.
I remember, like, because I love to sing. That was, like, my first love.
Oh really?
And I remember it was, like, back in the day when American Idol, Kelly Clarkson, like, won American Idol.
Yeah.
And I, like, asked my dad, I was like, do you think I can win American Idol someday? And he's like, I don't think so. Because he didn't think I was that good.
Yeah, well, I feel sorry for my parents because my teen angst, I would like put headphones on and like some really sad song and like go in my room and scream it at the top of my lungs. And my parents would be like, just come eat dinner. And I'd be like, I can feel you.
I don't know why this reminds me of when I was in
holding on to
what I'm feeling.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That is so funny. Oh my god.
No, I was in an Uber in Germany once, and I was like singing haphazardly, and the Uber driver turned the volume up.
That's the worst. That's the worst thing. It really is. I was like, singing in the person's
Or they just change the song. And you're like, fuck. Like, that's so rude. Oh, been there, done that for sure.
Okay,
Oh
bring
my
it back.
god, bring it back. But
Questions?
yeah, but I mean, now my dad actually loves when I sing. Like he will like request. Like
Maybe
one
he
time he sent me he was like, "Can you sing this song for me?" It was "Home" by Michael Bublé.
It's a great song.
It is, but I don't think it's in my range.
But maybe he got to a point where he realized, like life is short.
Yeah.
I won't
Let
be
her
here
sing.
forever. Let her sing. Yeah. Like, let me enjoy my daughter's voice.
Probably. But to be fair, at that age when I did like ask him that, like I was still really young, so like I wasn't necessarily good. I got better with time, and like taking
Didn't you
classes
drop a
and stuff.
single?
I did. Remember I told you ramen? You're like, what is it? I like changed the subject. I was like,
Stephanie's like, we're avoiding this. We're not talking about it.
It was like back in like 2015. I was dating this guy who like produces music, and he actually he produced my theme song.
Yeah.
And but like our plan was to like make a little like mixtape.
Girl therapy, bro.
Yeah, and this was before Broke Therapy, so I was just really like just needed an outlet to like talk about like my like experiences. And at that time, like before him, like I was really upset about this guy that like I was like hooking up with a lot, and of course I just get attached to everyone. But I found out he like was like still seeing his like ex-girlfriend. I don't know what the situation was, but he was definitely cheating on her with me. And so I like wrote a song about it, and it was called I Didn't Know.
Oh.
No, I won't say it.
Would you ever let us
drop
listen
that
to
verse
it?
though?
Do you want to hear it?
No.
Okay, it's the quality I feel like is not that great. Oh, Harrison just texted me. Hey, almost off work. What's up? Call me
When you're sober.
You're off.
No, sorry.
Let me.
I actually got a little lady from this one drink.
I know. Let me see.
Thanks, Pink Agua.
It like honestly, I wrote this song, and it really just sounds like I'm doing an episode. Like if you think the way that I songwrite was just telling a story, it was like very like nothing was like deeper than what I was saying because it was pretty like straight up. And the quality is not the best, but
I thought he produced it.
yeah, but I don't. It's kind of a long story. I feel like we rushed it. That's why. Because he was like converting to like the Nation of Islam and was like quitting music. So like he kind of just, it was a whole thing. And so,
Wow.
do you want to
So
hear
religion
it?
made him stop being a producer?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, let's hear it.
That's kind of sad. I'm nervous. Why am I nervous?
I know, I'm nervous too. Is that you?
No, this is me.
It doesn't sound like you right now.
Doesn't sound like.
It's me.
Okay, that sounds like you. Okay, a banger!
The chorus is a little better.
Girl, this is good.
Aw, your voice.
Yeah.
I love it.
I can win a
Girl,
American
that is
Idol.
so good.
Really? Thank you. I get
really
like
like
cringe
it.
about it.
Wow.
There we go.
I'm impressed.
My music career.
I'm impressed.
Okay. Should we
That
answer
first
emails?
song really slapped.
Oh, really?
Yeah, honestly.
Thank you. I get
it
so
slapped.
embarrassed about it.
Girl,
I'm like,
I
oh my
wouldn't.
God.
I'm not gonna lie. I was
Really?
really nervous at the beginning. I was like, I have no idea what this is gonna sound like. What if
Oh my
it's
God.
If I can't
Yeah.
sing it,
Oh my
If
God.
it sucks, what do I do? Because you're gonna be able to see it on my face.
Oh my God.
But you know what, girl? It was good.
Okay, thank you.
And you know I can't lie to you.
You know, your face would say it. So I'm glad.
I'd be like,
Oh my God, am I one of those guys you go on a date with and they show you their music?
oh,
Oh, I had one of those guys once.
I've
I
had a
fucking hated
good
that
amount
guy.
of- I
I
hate
can't believe I
God.
ever had sex with him. I'm so disappointed
Oh
in
my
myself.
God, she's trauma.
So there was this guy. I don't know if I told this story on the pod before or not. I cannot remember. Anyways, met him on Bumble. He was really hot, so like we were like snapping back and forth for a little while. Then
That's
we
warm.
like I went to his place
Yeah.
and we were like hooking up, whatever. I don't know what his issue was, but he had like a hard time staying hard. I think he got too in his head. Anyways, and at the end of it, he's like, "You wanna listen to my music?" I'm like, why did I do this? Anyway, so I listened to it, whatever, it was fine. The song is basically about how like he thinks he's really fucked up, so I'm like, you need therapy.
Oh my
But I didn't
gosh.
tell him that.
Here's my recommendation.
What kind of music?
Not rapping, but like I don't know how to describe it. Hard to say.
R&B.
No.
Is he singing?
Yeah, he
Soul?
was singing. I don't know.
Jazz?
Really hard to, not jazz. Really hard to say. But anyways, but then I went over another time and we were like,
You did it again.
no.
Oops,
I
did it again. I played with your heart. Got lost in the game. Okay. Oh, baby, baby.
Oops, you think
I'm in love.
It sounds like the oops daisy.
Yeah. Oops. Oh my god.
Anyways, what were you saying?
So I went over to his house and we
I'm
were
drunk,
like,
I think.
we were like trying to have sex, but I was like not ready, and so I was like asking him if he would be like willing to like
Foreplay.
foreplay a little bit more basically. And the way he said no, he acted like disgusted that I would like ask him to like do anything to my pussy to help me prepare. And so after that, I was literally, yeah.
What do
Like
you
the
mean
way he said no, and like I understand, like if
Wait, what were his words?
no, but like the way he said it, he acted as if he was like disgusted that I
Oh,
asked.
is it like a no?
Yeah, I was
No.
Like to do like oral?
No, I was
Absolutely
like
not.
asking him if he would like finger me and like play with
Oh.
me. Yeah. And I was like, and so the way he said it, I was like, immediately, I was like, what? This is a big ass mistake. I cannot believe I slept with
Yeah,
this
he
dude.
was probably misogynistic because he was like, how dare you ask me
Yeah.
straight up what you want?
Yeah, exactly. So I literally, I'm not kidding you. I got up and left, blocked him on everything, have never spoken. to him again.
Right. Yes, so
That
in
was a
conclusion,
That's
That was-
a power mover.
it's
that
a
was a-
red flag if they share their music with you like that. So, oh my
I'll
god.
keep that in mind for the next time. But that was a lesson in being far more intentional with who I have sex with. Granted, like we use condoms and everything. Like I got tested after. Like it's fine. Like he never. I always say like when they use condoms, like they're not in you.
Yeah, they're in
It's just the condom was in you.
Yeah,
they were
exactly.
just
Yeah.
in the condom.
But anyways, so
sex, safe sex 101.
anyways, I was really upset at myself. I was really upset at myself for having sex with him. So that's how I was trying to justify to myself that it'd be okay.
We're having a good time over here.
What did I say?
You're just like, yeah, like you're looking so like because he's not in you, he's inside the
condom's
condom.
in you and he's in the condom.
Yeah.
The condom is the vessel
Oh my
with which.
god.
Well, if you think about it, it's like, if you had like a circle and your trash. This is a great analogy. Your trash can, you put a trash bag in. So your trash is never in the trash can. It's in the trash bag. So how is it ever in the trash? So I've actually only ever had sex with like 50 people. It's still a lot of people.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Okay, but my trash can analogy's on point.
I mean, it's like you're saying our pussy's trash. I don't know.
Okay, we're over this conversation.
My pussy's not trash.
My pussy's not
It's a
trash either.
recycler. A recycle bin.
It's a recycling. It's a recycling. It's eco-friendly.
It's eco-friendly.
No parabens.
Yes. And you can only put select things in it, not everything.
Yeah. Amen.
Oh shit. Okay.
That's gonna make a great
It is a great analogy though. So thank you for that.
Okay, sorry guys.
Oh my god. This one says, my life is just ugh. So we're gonna read it.
Ireland.
Oh, should we go to Ireland?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Do you want to stay or Ireland?
Ireland,
We'll
let
all
us
be
know.
booked.
Oh, and I love that she gave us her chart. Okay, cool. Let's read. So,
Wow. She
can I
went
request
really
with the
in, too.
twins, please? Hey, so I'm 24 from Ireland. I am such a sexual person, but the guys from Ireland are just not really adventurous. I have a SD, but just for I have a SD, but just for fun.
What's an SD? Maybe like a
Sex drive?
No.
maybe it's like a
Maybe it's like a long distance thing.
like a sexual partner. Okay.
sexual. I have a SD, but just for fun. Ireland is closed off on sex. It's such a backwards place here. Hearing you guys talk about experiences is so liberating for me, and I'm so happy to be listening. I've had some weird sexual experiences, and I thought I was bisexual. Where am I? But I had a threesome with my ex and one of my friends, and it was not a good vibe from it. We broke up after because he was messaging her and wanted to be in an open relationship. I feel like I could still be bi, but I don't feel comfortable exploring it in Ireland. Recently, I brought a guy back. I brought a guy back and I snapped his banjo, giving him a blowjob.
What is
What?
Wait, was snaps?
Snapchat his banjo, giving him a blowjob, blood everywhere.
Oh,
Wait.
she broke his dick during a blowjob.
Okay, let me finish.
I've never done that.
I really want to step into my sexuality, but so closed off here and not confident enough to find it. I have no problem going out and sleeping with a guy, but only for validation, which is fine. We've learned that that's okay.
It happens.
Yeah, I know this is a long rant. It's not. I've read chunks of
Way
messages.
longer.
Yeah, I know. I know this is a long rant, but I just need help finding myself and becoming a stronger, confident woman. Thanks, guys. Love you all. And she is a Scorpio first. Okay, this is a lot of.
Yeah, look at it. Okay, so she's
snapped his banjo.
I
What the
know.
fuck
Wait,
is
snapped
that?
his banjo. Meaning
Snapped his banjo. I'm
She
gonna look
broke-
that up on Urban Dictionary. Urban.
how do you?
okay. So she is a Scorpio rising, Scorpio sun, and
Ooh.
a Gemini moon.
She's definitely sexual.
Yes.
Very
Urban
sexual.
Dictionary.
And she wants to get deep.
Hmm?
Okay,
Okay,
Scorpios,
she likes to get deep.
Scorpios like to get deep.
Armpit
Okay,
sex.
so a few things to our lovely person writing.
Hold on. What is snapped his banjo? Where the skin between his bell end and foreskin is ripped while having sex. Wait, what?
Wait. I
Whoa,
need a
wait.
picture.
Where the skin between his bell end and the
What's a bell
foreskin
end?
and the foreskin is ripped away. So the bell end is the head of the dick. So this where
Oh,
the
it's
foreskin
shit?
is, it's snapped. Oh, blood everywhere.
Oh shit! So she bit the tip off.
Ew, not quite like that, but it sounds like it sounds.
Oh, is SD sugar daddy?
Oh yeah, I have
Oh,
a sugar
we're
daddy, but
dumb.
just for fun. Wow.
Okay,
I
we're
looked
done.
that up on Urban Dictionary.
Well, no, my mind was going like sex. Like,
San
Right, I was
Diego.
thinking like
know,
I have
San
a.
Diego.
Yeah, I don't know. What,
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
like, what do you mean San Diego?
okay, I think I'm catching a few things here that I feel like she's kind of traumatizing herself a little bit. So
Yeah.
I need to give her some advice on how to like really hone in. Okay, so she's had some weird sexual experiences. Yes. She thought she was bisexual, but then had a threesome with an ex and one of her friends, and it was not a good vibe from it. Okay, I don't think that means that you're not bisexual. But I also don't think that means that you are bisexual. It sounds like you had a threesome and there was just not good energy, right? So then it caused you guys to break up. He was still messaging her. He wanted to be in an open relationship and you were not into it. Like, I think that's all of that is very separate from your sexuality. So maybe take some time to like explore your sexuality, but on your own. So like, see if you like being in the presence of a woman sexually without a man. I think that's kind of like, because at least for me, like that's being bisexual.
But it's kind of hard because she says in Ireland they're not really like open there. So,
Yeah.
but there's bisexual people.
Yeah, but they could be, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the other one,
Find your people.
I feel like I could still be out. Okay, she doesn't.
I'm so horny.
Okay, recently I brought a guy back
Don't
and
bring it
snapped his
up,
banjo
okay?
from
I
blowjob
can't
blood
do
everywhere.
anything about my horniness tonight.
I
Except for
can't
masturbate.
either. My boyfriend's in the Bay.
Okay, so
None of my dudes are available.
you had a traumatic experience where you caused blood to happen, things like that.
I should be my vibrator next time.
I'm very sorry to hear that. It happens. Okay, we've all had some traumatizing sexual experiences. I don't know what you were doing or what was happening, but Afterglow don't they have tutorial videos on like how to give a hand job, how to give a blow job, like all these things? If there's something in your technique that you're worried about that maybe causes, maybe it was an accident, but if there's something in your technique or the way that
happens.
you were doing it that maybe you want to like brush up on, because how old is she?
It doesn't say.
She's 24, still
Oh.
pretty young, and maybe she's pretty early on in her sexual experience, which I get it. We all
Like,
fucked
how
up.
do you
We all fucked
Maybe
up.
they were just going really hard at it, or she accidentally used teeth.
Or too
Probably
much
accidentally.
friction, or
Maybe his dick was so fucking big. Like sometimes that happens too.
Yeah,
where
that
it's like
happens
Maybe
too.
they needed
it's so
lube.
Maybe
hard
they
to
needed
like
lube.
yeah.
Maybe she needed more
Use
spit.
code double 20 at Good Clean Love.
Yeah, but Afterglow also has some tutorial videos, so check those out. And then let me see. Confident. Okay, I really want to step into my sexuality, but so closed off here, not confident enough to find it. I have no problem going out and sleeping with a guy, but only for validation. Okay. Maybe we need to dive into some other reasons why maybe we want to have sex. Like if validation is the only reason that you want to have sex, then that's going to create a very strained relationship between you and sex and your sexuality. Because then sex is only ever going to be positive and good when you feel like you get that validation. And if you don't, then it's going to be bad.
Mhm.
And that's, in my opinion, a really unhealthy mindset because you're setting yourself up for failure. You're putting the way that you feel about yourself in someone else's hands. On top of that, you're attaching it to your sex and your sexuality. And so then you're giving that person all the power to like just absolutely shatter you if you don't take the time to, find other reasons to have sex, for pleasure, for connection, But what I'm reading here, or what I think you need to slow down a little bit with sex. And instead of trying to force the things that you want to explore, even though like it sucks because I know like we all want to, we discover that we want to try new things and like we really want to get into it, but it's hard to find, people that are willing to do it. You're saying in Ireland there are not a lot of people out there, like all of that. I get that. So it's like if you force it, then you're gonna constantly kind of like find yourself in those weird sexual situations. I feel like. So maybe instead of forcing it, focus a little bit more on introspection with yourself, figuring out more of like your own self, your body, like self-pleasure, self-love, all of that. And then when it comes to partnered sex, maybe take a little bit more time with the people that you're doing it with to like really kind of like build a foundation before you start exploring and, make sure that you're going about it in like a good, safe way. And then last but not least, I know, maybe you've lived in Ireland your whole life. I really don't know. You're from there, whatever. You've got family, but you're not a tree. Move.
Ooh, that was actually deep.
Well,
I like
mean,
that.
the
You're
way
not
that
a
I
tree,
look at it, the
move.
way that, and I guess my experience there is when I lived in Oklahoma and when I lived in Kansas, like I had such a limited view because the people there had such a limited view on sex.
I agree.
And I remember there were so many times where I'm like, this just doesn't, like, I didn't feel comfortable there. I'm like, this doesn't feel right. I don't feel like myself, like, da-da-da-da. And then I got to LA and suddenly people around me were like, doing the things that I wanted to do. And I'm like, yes. So like my sexual liberation in part came from moving myself out of an environment where I didn't feel comfortable exploring my sexuality. If you don't feel comfortable exploring your sexuality in Ireland, get out of Ireland.
Right. No, I agree because environment is everything. And I think like that's the reason why, she like carries shame is because, she knows it is because where she's from, like that is like plays such a huge part. But if you're around people, who also have that liberation and don't judge you, like then you're able to like
Feel more comfortable.
feel more comfortable.
accepted.
Yeah.
You
that's
gotta
why
live your best life.
right. And that's why we do what we do. Right. It's because like, it feels good that they could tune in and like, okay, I feel really comfortable. Like, and now implement that into people. Like, if you make new friends, like that's something to like, to kind of notice and take note of. It's like, I need someone that I could be like, I could have these conversations with because like, she's very sexual and there's a lot of like curiosity and like, so your environment and your surrounding is really important. So I like that you said that.
Yeah. Like go to Spain. People there.
Love to fuck.
And I mean, like I understand like that may sound like, oh, well, you can't just tell someone to move. Like it's so hard to like move, especially
Right.
countries. And I understand
But
that.
you can always
like,
find your people within.
Yeah. But I mean, like I've moved. I used to live in Argentina, then I lived in Texas, then I lived in Oklahoma, then I lived in Kansas, then I lived in California, and
Jess also lived in Oklahoma.
oh really?
Yeah.
Oh nice. But like all of those moves were never like ones that I made because I was like so like, or I guess I should say this: none of those moves were ever guaranteed that I would like end up in like the correct place, the best place, whatever. But it always worked out. So like even though Like when I was young, when I moved to from Argentina to Texas, like my mom did that, but like it worked out great. Like it gave us a great foundation, all of that. When I moved to Oklahoma, like I got my career there, or I got my degree there, and I met my ex-husband there, who I was with for 10 years, and then when I moved to Kansas, like I didn't know what the fuck I was going to do in or I didn't know what was going to happen, but I ended up landing a great job, that has given me a lot of financial freedom. And then when I moved to California, it was for a job that was like majority commission based. The salary that I moved here with was not enough to support me in California, where the cost of living is so high. Yeah. But I managed, like I tripled my income based on my performance. So like all of those moves came with risk, but I took those risks and they ended up working out for me. And so it's like I understand that like the advice to like move out of yourself out of an environment is very, very risky. But if you feel like you're doing it, for reasons that are very valid and important to you, and you trust that you'll figure out a way to make it work, you can and you will.
Yeah. I think anything you want in life is always going to be scary. Like everything, so just even going to school and like studying a certain subject, like that's scary because you're like, I don't want to fail, so it's like, so moving to a new city is always like, for instance, like when granted, I'm born and raised in LA, but I lived like, in Santa Clarita, which is further from the city, and I wanted to be more in the city, and like I couldn't afford it, but I just like found a random guy on Craigslist and lived in his basement, and like but I like needed to, get out and live somewhere that was not at my mom's house. So it was just like, you just take these risks. I don't recommend just finding someone on Craigslist and living in their basement. Thankfully, it was like a good, like safe situation. But yeah, like there's always, but like I don't live there now. Like I'm like obviously have grown from that. I made BRIOKE therapy in that. So it's just like, you got to start somewhere. I don't know. But that's not even the advice that she needed, but
But take the risk. Like no, this sounds like someone that like it really wants to break out and really wants to like find themselves, but like it really based on everything that I've read there, like the environment is not conducive to that. So like I change it.
Yeah.
Is this the next one we're reading?
Yeah.
Holy shit, it's long. Okay, all right.
Hey, read it.
I want to read it. The next one is subject, what do you think? Hey, Stefanie, I love you in the pod. Keep it up. You are literally great. But anyway, I don't necessarily know why I'm telling you this. Maybe I need to tell someone and let it out, or pretty much want to know what you think. And if I'm a bad person because I haven't told anyone. Oh, Jesus. So this is a long story. So me and my now fiance have been together for 5 years. He's 25. I'm 24. This story happens while I was 22 and he was 23. So not long ago, LOL. But to begin the story, my fiance loves playing video games so much that he joins a gaming community where about 100 or so people play games and talk. And he was so excited to be asked to join. So I was happy for him to have people to play with and stuff. So a couple months ago, by now he's joined, and I start to notice him being very secretive with his phone and tilting it so I don't see things like that, but I never go through his phone because we never had that type of relationship and I always trusted him. So we go on a family trip with his family to the Grand Canyon, and right when we get to the hotel, the whole fam shared one room. Interesting.
What?
We start getting everything settled. Once I'm done putting stuff away, I see, girl, please use periods next time.
Punctuation.
Punctuation. So I'm putting stuff away. I see him laying on the bed on his phone. So I go lay down with him, wanting to put my body under his arm while he's holding his phone, but he stops me, won't let me lay with him and to me, that's him hiding he's hiding something he shouldn't be doing. So that night,
he was holding his phone. And
so I guess he was holding his phone and she like went to go.
And he like got out. Okay.
Like, no.
So that night when everyone falls asleep, I go on his phone and I find a little convo on Snap, but it wasn't really anything for me to accuse him of, but it's a girl I don't know. So in the morning, I sent him a text while he's in the shower, letting him know what I saw. And he got so mad and said, why would you go through my phone? Like everyone said.
Harrison just called me. So pause on the story. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, we're on air right now.
Oh, shit.
I'm with the
Okay.
twins.
Hi, Boo.
Hello.
Hello.
And we had a question for you. Do you want to ask or
Ambush.
should I?
Ambush.
Sorry. Nikki, okay, so I was telling Nikki about how you liked when you saw her like during the dick sucking challenge that she had saliva come out of her mouth, and you're like, that was really hot.
Wait, but I want to clarify. I'm asking this out of like educational purposes.
Yeah.
So, would you let me peg you? It's okay if you say
She
no.
wants to peg you, but it's okay to say no. You could or think about it, and we'll.
Okay, so if I'm being 1,000% honest,
I know
it
he's
is
so
a
gay.
No,
He's a gay.
but
He's
it's not because like I don't think she's like not beautiful or anything like
No,
that.
no,
I love you
that's not why
guys.
I'm asking.
Yeah.
I'm asking because I want to know how I'm doing and if I'm good.
Oh right, she just wants to know like how she's doing, like just to see if she like does it,
But
like
if
she wants to
You're
practice.
totally fine. You're totally fine. I just thought it was funny. I'm like, I wonder if you would.
It was, yeah. And we just wanted to be
I
weird.
totally get it. I have a gay best friend, and I asked him if he would let me peg him.
Peg Danny. Danny would definitely let you peg him.
Danny?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Danny would definitely let you peg him.
Okay.
No, Danny was down. He was down at the show. I remember that specifically.
Okay. I guess like I just want to make sure I'm doing a good job at it, you know. So like
Yeah.
But I want someone that like knows what it's like to take dick in their ass. So it's
Right.
I
And
want
to like
some-
give feedback.
Yeah.
Watch you. I definitely would like be into watching you do it to another.
And give you
give you
direction.
pointers?
Oh my God, yes.
I'd be open to that. I really
And then do an episode about it on Double Team.
what I really want to do is just I want to make sure that like I'm doing a good job at it. Is, like, what
Yeah.
I wanna
No,
do.
he would definitely like.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm speaking on behalf of you.
Yeah, it's because
Put
also
on-
I can't imagine like it's a different type of control, just the way that you're like wearing it, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, you just have to pay attention to his body because I'm pretty sure he's gonna tell you how it is. Because any
Mhm.
guy that takes dick is definitely gonna alert the person. That's
Well, it was
giving
his
it to
first
him.
time too, so he was like, yeah, so I feel like we both like didn't know what was going on, and I'm like, I need someone experienced.
Oh, it's like when you lose your virginity.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, to be
But
honest,
I understand that's incredibly vulnerable, and I was mainly jokingly asking. Like, I didn't expect this to be like a serious conversation. But just send your.
I gave it serious thought, like considering.
Yeah, I know you did.
Anyways, send your tips. Okay, thank you. Love you.
Wait,
Bye.
can I just pitch
Love
something?
you, yeah, I'll send all
H-
the tips.
HK, can I just pitch something? And I don't mean to be
Okay,
like
yeah.
forceful. Obviously, all this could be consensual and it's your choice, and I won't be there. But like, I was thinking, like, you know, what if like you get spit roasted, right?
Oh my
so,
God, no.
So she's. Let's just envision for a second. So like,
Let's just envision it.
so like,
So you mean me last weekend?
wait, what? Oh yes, you. Did you get spit roasted again?
Continue.
I know you like to get spit roasted. You like to be the lechon. No, but like she, you know, so you're because I know that you're attracted to men, so like you could be
That's what I'm saying.
facing a man sucking his dick, and she could be pegging you from behind. You don't have to realize she's there and she's a woman. Just take the strap.
As if I wouldn't know.
You never know. This is far too.
I know. Sorry.
vulnerable for all of
It's
us.
okay. I know this. I know. I feel like you guys are both getting awkward.
Hilarious. You're
I
like,
just one can dream.
what you don't see.
I was just pitching, you know, planting the
Oh
seed.
my gosh.
But if
No,
I
that's
could
fine.
tell
I
that
mean,
no one's
yeah,
down.
Maybe if I was like drunk and rolling, I'd probably be like, fuck, let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aw. Or just give her tips. Just like she'll do
I
it
just
to
want tips. I just want
yeah.
someone.
She does it to
Oh, no,
somebody
for
else,
sure.
and you could be like,
I'll give all the tips.
be there.
I feel like I
Man,
got a
what
lot
if
of-
what if you spit roast a man? So you're pegging a man and he's sucking HK's.
None of my partners of you like my
Harder to find.
Okay.
That'd be fun,
Like,
though.
I feel like that would be a real good
But
competition.
I feel like the anal course that I took was all about like the technical side of it. So now like I really need to get more into like the technique
Yeah.
side of it, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If you're
Yeah.
So it's like-
pegging a man, yeah, you definitely need to like research like male anatomy because the prostate is not that far from the entryway, so you don't have to go deep. It's more about the angle and the motion and the frequency at which you're
Okay, so see, this is what I need to learn.
penetrating.
you
So
should have him
please
on the show, and he could
send
just teach
tips.
you how to
Yeah,
fuck a
send tips.
butt.
Because here's
Call
what
him
I'm
fuck
saying.
the butt.
But see,
Oh,
no,
like
like
that.
I feel like I need to like practice more, and I want to like understand it more so that I do a good job with
Peg Danny.
it. Peg Dean, okay.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
But Danny and I are like business partners. I wanted to be someone that was like
Okay.
removed enough, but like would be vulnerable enough.
Okay,
like,
never mind. We'll find people. We'll find someone. Okay, love you.
Sorry.
He's fine.
Love you.
He's used to it.
Sorry, no, I love it.
Yeah, I was like, he loves it. What do you mean? Do you see him on stage?
I just feel bad and I make him awkward. Okay, all right. I'm sorry.
Okay, bye.
In some other capacity.
Yeah. Okay, bye. Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
He's awesome.
No, he's
Okay.
fine. He could act like he's awkward, but he likes that shit.
No, but seriously though, that's one thing that I was thinking about recently is that like I want to get good at the technique.
No,
of
that's
it.
true though, because
Yeah.
like it's not like fucking a vagina.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like I've
It's
pegged women
different.
before, but it's
Yeah.
very, or well, I guess strapped with whatever the fuck in their vaginas. But it's very different because like I know the vagina,
Right.
And like it's just
We
like
don't know
it-
a man's
and it's a little bit
prostate.
different. Yeah, like whereas like even though like I know my own asshole, it's
But a
I
man
don't know
has
as
a
much as my vagina,
prostate.
and the prostate is very different. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like it's I need to practice more is what I'm thinking.
All right, so
Okay.
let's
I
get
love
back
this.
to the
Okay,
story.
okay.
So basically, let's recap. The
What about gay
girl,
sex?
the girl and the guy are a year apart. They go on a family trip where they're all staying in one room, AKF. And he sees a little Snapchat combo on his phone. So, anyways, they
So
go
she
to the
confronts
Grand
him about it.
Canyon.
He got mad.
Yeah. So he goes through his phone. She sends him a text. while
She
he's
goes
in-
through his phone.
Yeah, she goes through his phone. She sends him a text saying that she went through his phone, and he got so mad and said, "Why are you going through my phone?" Like everyone says, LOL, interesting. But as we get back from going to the Grand Canyon, I start having him explain why he was talking to her, and him saying, "And I let it go." He didn't say why. Okay, him saying why, and I let it go because I didn't want anything to escalate while we share a room with his family.
Probably giving a stupid excuse like, "Oh,
But
she's just my friend."
as we get home, he takes a nap, and I go on his phone again, trying to actually find something because if there ain't anything to hide, why hide? Long story short, I find the message, and he pretty much is talking to her. Your typical flirting, and then he starts to try and make up a date to see her at the beach, telling her they can take pics on his Snap, and all the girls on his Snap will be jealous.
What?
I'm literally the only girl he has on there, and why I'm hurt. And yeah, I'm hurt because like he's telling her all this stuff, and out of 3 year and our 3-year anniversary was just a couple days ago, and he was even telling her stuff about our anniversary, which really sucks, and I was really hurt. But I let my feelings take hold, and I start talking to someone that I've known before we even got together, and I end up sleeping with him just so I can feel better about myself. And the whole time I just feel horrible, but I don't think to myself at the time, even though he didn't sleep with someone else, he still hurt me because he was talking to that girl with his emotions, telling her things he never told me, pretty much picturing himself with her together as a couple. And I know that sounds like I'm trying to make a reason to make it right, but it's not right no matter the circumstances. And I know that but I need to do something to try and get back. But what do you think? Am
Try
I
to
a
get
bad
back
person?
like at him or get
Yes.
back with him.
Okay.
Wait, are
So,
they
and
married
she's-
or dating?
She is a Leo from Rancho Cucamonga.
Oh,
Okay,
so
are they married or
close.
dating?
They're dating.
They're
Three
dating,
year
okay.
3-year anniversary.
3-year dating.
Here's what I'm gonna have to say.
Ugh.
My advice to this is, so he hurt your ego, and your ego had sex to make up for that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's okay. We've all been there. I've done that.
100 times.
I've done that.
Yeah.
My ego has been bruised before, and the first thing I turn to is sex because I know I'm good at it and I want that validation.
And the
However,
feeling of being
cheating-
like, well, you fuck somebody, so I'm going to fuck someone too, because I don't want to be the one that's sitting there and not fucking anybody.
Exactly. Now, but that's not the way to handle it, A.
Yeah, but that's
B,
Yeah, I don't want to
you know,
excuse the cheating.
Yeah. B, at the end of the day, like, he hurt you, and then you also made the decision to hurt him. Now, you can't ask yourself, am I a bad person? No, you're not a bad person. You just did a shitty thing. We all do that. Like, just because you do one shitty thing doesn't make you a bad person. Now, of course, if you continue doing shitty things,
You don't learn and grow
and
from
you
it.
don't learn and grow from it, then yeah, you've got some work to do for sure. But I don't think the question is, am I a bad person? I think the question is, like, did I learn the things that I was supposed to? And am I living to my truth? If he hurt you, are you communicating that to him? If he crossed a boundary for you, are you telling him, hey, look, this isn't right. I didn't feel good about it. And we need to talk through it and figure it out, or I'm out. So are you honoring yourself? Are you in your values? That would be what I would ask. And, the way I would handle that is I would be upfront with him and be like, hey, look, I'm sorry. I know, you had this conversation with her. All of the things that you said made me feel, very emotional. I got, very in my head about it, and I'm sorry, but I did a shitty thing and I cheated on you. And now I need to know, like, how are we going to move forward? And you need to step up to the plate, have that honesty out there, and move forward in whatever works best.
It just seems like a lot of like, I don't think you're a bad person. I just seems like a lot of just immature behavior.
Yes. And they are kind of young.
Yeah, like he's 25 and she's 24, very young. Like that makes sense. It's like the type of mistakes and like decisions. I mean, people can make that at any age, but especially at that age, I feel like you don't know how to control your emotions. So you act out and certain behaviors and you're like, wait, you're kind of like testing the waters of how to like react towards things, I think.
Yes.
Yeah,
and like how to like manage your emotions and feel it. And I think that like we've all done, like have made shitty mistakes similar to this, in our own way. And I think that like my advice, and I know this is easier said than done, is like it just needs to end. It looks like there's a lot of growth that needs to happen individually. And I think if you guys are meant to be together, it'll happen. I think it's just better to grow separately. And if whoever you guys both become, if that matches later on in life, then there you go. You could have like a healthier, more mature relationship. But it just seems like you're causing more damage than it you know what I mean? Like I feel like like just don't.
Well, to me, it sounds like if they're doing that to each other, like they're talking to other people, they're
there's a thrill in that. That's like.
But a lot of the times, especially when you're younger, it's because they're not communicating their needs or what they need from the other person, or B, they are they do have insecurities that they're they don't know how to work through, and it goes back to validation.
Yeah.
What I was going to say was like when you were saying that, they're acting out or they're reacting in this way because they don't know what to do and they're kind of testing the waters. It's because they don't know how to communicate. So if they don't know how to talk, then they revert to action. So, okay, I don't know how to tell this person that, it really hurt me that they did this, or I don't know how to tell him that he really hurt me when he did this. And I saw, him cheating on me and And so instead of talking to him about it and having that tough conversation, I just went and fed my ego and did something that I thought was going to help fix the situation. But now
But also she kind of did. She brought up like, hey, this happened, but because he's also immature and doesn't know how to like act.
Yeah, but it sounds like they didn't go deep with the conversation.
Yeah, like exactly. Yeah, I guess there is a lack of communication for sure. But like he did what like any fucking fuckboy would do, be like, why would you look through my phone? Which is like that's also someone who hasn't had a lot of growth and is just gaslighting you. And I just think that like, yeah, like he again like very immature behavior, like and
but
actions.
Also, a big piece that we needed to know is why he did it. Yeah, it said here that they had the conversation.
Easy to know why. It's easy to know why, and I'll tell you what. The one
honestly,
part
that's just manipulative behavior. I don't know. That's a lot of healing on his end.
I guess I would have liked to have seen his reasoning, because then it would have given us an indication of like where he's at.
He did it for validation. The one part where he said on Snapchat that he would post the two of them together and all the other girls would see it. That's why he's doing it. Validation and ego.
Yeah,
that's why he cheated. He just needs the attention to feed his ego so that he knows that he's worthy.
Very insecure.
Yeah.
He's so insecure.
So they're not making each other feel worthy.
Yeah, exactly. He's insecure, and
and no one's going to make them feel worthy because they're not, they don't feel worthy themselves.
You got to find that within yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
So like he could Snapchat and get all the girls jealous or whatever, but like
that's still not
it's still not going to help. Like it's
just a Band-Aid.
Right. It's just a Band-Aid. It helps the ego for a minute, but then you're back to the same old shit because you didn't heal anything.
They need to end it.
Yeah.
They both need to do a lot of healing and growing before they can be in a serious 3-year committed relationship.
Exactly.
So they met when they were what, 20, 21?
Yeah.
That's young.
22.
And it's
a tricky age.
It is. And
I wouldn't get into anything serious until after 26.
Honestly.
If I could go back and like look at life, I would be like, yeah.
I'm grateful that like, I mean, I had like exes or whatever, but like I've never had anyone like super serious or long term in my 20s. And I'm grateful for that because like I think dating around and having these little flings and all that stuff has really like taught me how to like better communicate, and also like knowing my worth and like what I want. And then also to see that like I don't need to just be with anyone. There's always someone else, you know? Like you don't need to just stay with someone just for the sake of comfort. Right.
Yeah.
Like, and I've also like learned so much about my independence and became so dependent on myself that like now if I like, I mean, thankfully Brian is amazing, but if Brian was shitty or like if I was dating a shitty guy, like I wouldn't be scared to be alone because I'm like, shit, I've done it before. I'll be fine. You know? So it's like,
I think when you're young, you got to give yourself time to grow and learn and really like discover you know, and put that at the forefront rather than a relationship. I mean, I got lucky. Like I had a great marriage. I had a great relationship. It was very healthy. We learned a lot and we, you know, communicated a lot, but it was like, that was luck, I think.
Right. I also think that
age.
like you like everyone has their own personal journey and like your personal journey is just different. So that's, you're kind of the exception at that, you know, but I feel like a lot of times, majority of times, a lot of us, you know, if you're a lot like me, I guess, like I needed to be single for so long because that was how I was going to grow, you know,
prioritize you.
Yeah, exactly. Because, I know for me, like I also was from a serious relationship from 15 to 20 years old.
Oh, wow.
And like, granted, like, yeah, that's like high school, very young, but it was like very serious. Like our parents like loved each other, like loved us together. Like they really like, he was an amazing guy and it was very serious. But he was also like, you know, he had money. I was very dependent on him and like, he always took care of me and I got very comfortable in that. And so at 20 years old, when we like broke up, I was like, shit, I'm broke. Yeah. I'm like, I'm not balling like how he's been making me feel for like 5 years, you know? So it was like, I had to like learn how to, and also like dating, you know, from being from 15 to 20 years old and then now dating freshly in your 20s, like I was so naive. So like I had to really learn like how to be mature and to know what I want and all these things. So in conclusion, break up with him.
I think you guys need to take time.
Yeah.
It's gotten messy. It's gotten out of hand. You both, you know, need to get introspective and work through your own, like his insecurities. And then you work through your kind of like ego things. I don't know.
Yeah. All of this is a choice. You don't have to deal with this.
Yeah.
You really don't.
Yeah.
So like choose that for yourself to also, not deal with that.
Why would a guy use like, oh, let's post pictures together to make other girls jealous as a selling point? That is a red flag.
To me, I'd be like,
that is like,
I'd be like, ew.
I'd be like,
right. It's to seem desirable.
Well,
it's to
for actually
seem
for a girl that needs validation and a girl that's insecure, then that sounds like hella nice. I'm sure.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
But it's like, but if you're not insecure, then you're like, oh boy.
You're like, that's gross.
Yeah.
Like, don't do that. Yeah. No. It like he has a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
It's like you're not a bad person. Y'all just need to heal. So.
Yeah, and being single is fun. Remember that. I know it could be shitty, but like honestly, being single is really fun. Now that I'm like in a serious relationship and with the man I want to marry eventually, like I look back and I'm like, not that I miss it, but I'm like, I had a great time.
Yeah.
Like I have no regrets.
You gotta enjoy all the chapters.
I can't wait for the wedding.
Yeah.
Nikki and I are gonna be the flower girls.
The flower girls. Oh my god, 2 twins walking down, just like.
We're gonna be like.
I actually don't want a court. Like I just want it to be me and him. Like no bridesmaids, no like extra people up there. So
I agree with that.
I love that.
Like I don't even.
My next wedding is gonna be an orgy.
We're gonna throw condoms instead of flower petals.
Oh, I love that. My parents would be so pissed. Okay, this one. Sorry, just making a long one just because I feel like. Oh, do you want to read it?
I haven't gotten to read one yet.
Love that popcorn reading.
She titled it "It's a Red Flag?" ? I love this.
Oh, so the last girl needed to use punctuation.
Yeah,
I know it's okay.
I'm
really bad at
LOL instead of periods.
I like it. Anyways, okay. Hi, Steph. Love the podcast. I find you on TikTok and haven't stopped listening. I'm in a dilemma. I've been with my mans for almost 4 years. We started off as a sneaky link and had some bumps in the road, but we made it through. Flashback to 2020 on some toxic shit. I went through his text on his laptop and found out he was texting his ex. I confronted him about it, and he said it wasn't anything related to them getting back together, and it was him updating her on what's going on in his life. I was hurt, but we continued the relationship. Now we're in a better place. Live together, have talked about marriage and kids, but there's something that still haunts me. Anytime I'm coming from behind him or whenever he's on his phone, he never lets me see what he's doing. I'm not saying I'm trying to look at his phone 24/7, but I feel like your partner should be comfortable to be on their phone around you. I don't know his passcode and he doesn't know mine. Still, he never hands me his phone to look at something. For example, if we order food, he won't hand me his phone for me to choose what I want. I'm not sure if this is a reaction due to me already going through his laptop or if this is just a red flag and something I need to confront him about. Is knowing your partner's passcode something normal in a relationship, or am I overthinking it? Help, please. She's a Virgo from Salt Lake City.
Yo,
Okay.
phones are hard.
Yeah.
Okay, here's my thing.
If he's hiding it, yeah.
Here's
Red flag.
okay. See, for me, because like since I'm non-monogamous and I have multiple partners, anytime I'm around my partners, I don't want them to like feel as if like my other partners are intruding on our time.
Yeah.
So I don't hide anything, but I definitely like
Try to avoid hurting
I-
their feelings.
I'm not on my phone.
But
off-
they're not
yeah.
monogamous.
But
They're
anyways,
monogamous.
okay, in this situation, I think you should talk to him. I think you should bring it up. And I think you should be like, hey, if we're starting to talk about a more serious future together, they've been together 4 years. If we're starting to talk about a more serious future together, I'd like to discuss this a little bit more and, see if we can get, to a place where I feel more comfortable with it.
Yeah, I just feel like you definitely have because it's never gonna go away. Like
Yeah.
I remember my last ex, he was never like super straight up about like if his ex-girlfriend was still around and like if they still talk or like what even happened between them, and like he would never let me like look at his phone. It was all these things, and it was just like very like I always just had so many questions. And I actually, oddly enough, just put out an episode this week, like a throwback episode when I found out he cheated. But like he, like I've had to like go on social media to find everything, but pretty much just like was talking to his ex again. And I'm not saying this is what's happening, but it's like clearly there's something that's like, if he's not able to be honest with you, like
There's a reason.
There's a reason. Like, especially when you're his partner, they're talking about a future together.
They're living
like,
together.
They're living together. Like, you're supposed to talk about your finances. You're supposed to talk about, like,
Yeah.
I mean, granted, maybe you shouldn't overshare, but something like this should be communicated.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, and one thing that we have to look at when it comes to phones and the internet and what apps have given us is the ability to connect with people we don't know in a very superficial way. So,
But I think it's his ex that he was talking to, so it's someone he knows.
yeah, but I mean, she said it was a while ago. So even then, it's like, you don't even know what he's doing on his phone.
Maybe
like-
he's out. Maybe he's on
But-
the, yeah.
And
who
that's the
knows?
thing is like, maybe it's very innocent, but still I feel like the way that phone culture has become, it's in a way where like we don't, even if it's like innocent, we don't want other people to see.
Yeah.
So like you never know what's going on.
Because it feels very private. I
Yeah.
get that. Yeah.
You don't know what's going on because like at the end of like my phone is my phone. Yes, but like I have no issue handing my phone to Nikki. I would have no issue handing my phone to Steph. If it's people that I trust, I've had no issue handing my phone to partners just to be like, hey, look this up or whatever, because I know they're not going to find anything that that is compromising.
Right.
If that's happening, and I've done this too, I've been, kind of hiding my phone a little bit because of, I don't want the other person to see what I'm doing because, yeah, it is a little bit compromising. I've been there. If he's hiding his phone, just confront him. Be like, hey, look, I noticed that you don't really trust me around your phone, and I want to know why. And I think just simply ask and see like what his answer is, and try to,
Like, you don't have to approach him all aggressive.
no,
Yeah.
you
Be
don't.
like,
You
"Hey,
just
like, I
you can,
noticed."
it can't just come out of curiosity. It's like, hey, I just want to know like why you seem to, and this is just, and you can tell him like, hey, this is the way I'm perceiving it. So he might perceive it. He might not perceive it that way. He might be thinking like, oh, this is completely normal, but to her, she's like freaking out, right? So just simply ask him the question, hey, I notice that when I'm around or when I want to, if, we're ordering food, whatever, you don't let me near your phone. I just want to know why that is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, I'll play a little bit of devil's advocate here. Like, there's some people who like could talk to, like, for me, like, if I've once loved you, I will always love you, even if we're not meant to be together, even if we don't talk anymore. There's always, like, for me, like, I still think about my high school boyfriend that I was with for 5 years all the time. I'm like, I hope he's doing well, and I check in, you know, all this stuff. I mean, I don't text him because he's married, and I don't want to, like, you know, make things weird, but, like, you know, like, but I still, like, would wonder, and it's not because I want to get back with him. It's because, like, when you love somebody and you've had that love, like, you're always, for me, like,
It doesn't go away. Yeah.
it doesn't go away. You
Same
know,
with my ex,
even though you've moved on,
Yeah.
it doesn't, the feeling and the love, especially
care
if it was
about them.
strong.
That
yes.
is, you respect them. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
So, like, so maybe I feel like, you know, that's like,
maybe he truly was checking in with his ex.
Yes.
And it was just like conversation, and like they recognize like we're never getting back together, but like we care about each other and we just like to check in.
Right.
Like, that is a possibility.
Wait,
Right.
guys,
Yeah.
do you guys want to be real right now?
yes.
Okay.
Okay, let's be
All
real.
right, hold on. Even though my only friend is you on this
I know,
app.
yeah. I think it's you and Brian and like a fan I have. Oh, I love that. Said that to me. But yeah,
No, I agree. And so I think it's worth, the approach is going to be everything. Instead of being like, hey, you used to text your ex and that weirded me out, and now you keep hiding your phone, and like, I want to know if you're still texting her. That is not the approach. Instead, like Cami said, go at it from like a, you know, hey, I noticed these patterns in the way that you act around your phone. I want to know or understand, you know, why that is. Like, do you not trust me? Is there something you're uncomfortable with? And if so, I'd like to discuss it, and I'd like to understand your perspective rather than be presumptuous about it and assume anything.
yeah, and like, let's say like he is just like kind of, you know, goes through the same thing with us. It's like we're still gonna care about people we loved in the past, even though we don't see a future with them. Like, you know, I mean, I communicate with that with Brian all the time. Like, this is how I love, and I still care about Morgan. I still, you know, love all my exes. It doesn't mean I want to get back with them, but it's like that's just how I love, you know? So, and like, he gets that. He trusts me because like I'm honest about that, and it's not, I'm not hiding anything. And like, it's, you know, and also because I talk about my exes a lot on the show because it's just what we do, you know? He like, he's okay with that because he knows it's like he knows how I love because he sees how I am with him, and that I'm not hiding anything. I'm honest about every feeling, you know? And so, yeah, like, I think that like, if this is something that her boyfriend is, you know, like, it is the same way as me, because I also understand that like it could be awkward to express that to somebody. Like, I think that like for a long time, like I used to never say that out loud because I'm like, I don't want people to still think that like I want to get back with them.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, like as I've gotten older,
You just have love for them.
yeah, I'm like, no, this is how I love. Like, I will always care and have love and like will support, you know?
I'm the same way.
I'm
And
the same
yeah.
way.
And I get like, I still talk to my ex all the time, and
Yeah.
I think, and I tell my current partners that I talk to him, and they all know and everything. But yeah, sometimes like I remember the other day I was like telling one of my partners, I'm like, you know, I'm like reiterating to him like, I don't want to get back together with my ex. Like, I've moved on, and I understand we're on different paths, but like I still care about him and want a
Yeah.
friendship and everything. But like, that doesn't mean I want to get back together with him. And you know, but like, I was explaining that out of like my own like kind of, you know, like you were saying, like sometimes you're like, oh, I don't want to tell people because then they're gonna
I don't want
think
them to take the
yeah,
wrong way.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like, I was trying to like compensate for it by like explaining it to him, when really like that was just like for myself anyways.
Right. But also
But-
it's just because it's like we back it up with actions, right? Like we're
Yeah,
also
yeah.
not being shady about things. We
Yeah.
also like mean what we say, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that like, you know, like actions speak louder than the words. So he could say what he says, but if he's showing you as well too, that like he cares, this doesn't mean anything to me, whatever it is, like, but I think it's worth having a conversation and just like being open-minded, if, you know, letting him allow that space to be like, if you do care about someone, like, you know, just having that conversation very open and just not judge each other until it's, you know.
And guys, at the end of the day, like, just be honest. Like, just be honest. It will save you a lot of
So
trouble.
much time.
It will, yeah, you're not going to be wasting any time. Yeah, I think just at the end of the day, what's most important is that you just be honest. Like, hey, yeah, sorry. been talking to my ex because I actually really care about her and I want to make sure she's doing okay.
It reminds me of this one quote that I heard one time, and it was like, life is a lot easier when you don't have to keep track of the lies you've told to someone.
Exactly. Like if you're just open and honest and like,
Yep.
it's just so much easier. It makes everything so much easier because you're not like questioning shit, you know?
Yep.
And so.
All right. Plug ourselves.
Plug it.
At Double Team Podcast
on IG.
Hopefully, and TikTok.
Yes.
Our website, doubleteenpodcast.com.
We'll have all the relevant links.
Yep.
Yes.
We
And
love
then-
you.
Oh, we love you too. And then follow me, Stefanie Maegan, or go to brokotherapy.com. All that shit is there. Bye. Love you.
Broke Girl Therapy.